Welcome to the Black Moon Experience. I'm your host, Sauce from Lost in the Sauce Podcast. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. Man, we have a great event in store. We are here recapturing the Black Moon Experience with the Artist Genre Band. Let's get
That's
into
correct.
introducing. Let's get into introducing them.
So if y'all don't know, my name is Genre. I'm the artist. I'm the main person, the one that's out stage doing all the cussing and stuff on stage and writing and singing and all the other good stuff. So my name is Genre, Zhanre, Zhanre, for those who can't spell. Hey.
My name's Zion Corn. I play keys and aux for the art genre.
What's up, everybody? My name is Trey Lightfoot. I am the bass player. What's going on, people? My name is Julius Hudson. I am the drummer for the artist genre.
Yes, sir. And we are here just recapturing some of the highlights from this amazing event. And man, we could just dive right into the show.
That's fine with me.
So let's go there.
That's fine with me. Y'all ready to dive right in?
Oh, yes, sir.
Because y'all
Y'all
sitting
ready?
back here on moment of silence, and
Yeah,
I'm trying to
no,
figure out
let's
why.
go. Let's get it.
Because
Let's
y'all
go.
be live on the instruments, but now y'all on P and some more.
Right.
Yes.
Nah, we got you. we got
Let's
you.
go.
Let's get it, man. So man, can you tell us some of the insight just leading up to the show, like the feeling and the essence of getting to the start of that show?
To be honest, for me, and then of course I want to hear what they got to say too, but like for me, it's always extremely stressful trying to coordinate something of that caliber to that degree, or like something like the production wise, having my hand in everything, making sure, the band is doing what they got to do, making sure the artists show up,
Hey.
making sure, making sure all that stuff stays coordinated and organized and all of the stuff. So it's like really, really stressful, but it's always rewarding, after the fact when we get up there and do what we got to do and then get off and be ready to do the shit again. But
Yes.
it's for me, it's always stressful, but it's always a silver lining in it all because I'm able to learn something on the way through. So I'm learning something else new in that whole journey to getting something like this off the ground or something like that done.
Amazing, amazing. How much time went into preparation for that show?
8 months.
Man,
8 months.
Long time, man.
8 months.
That
Long
much
time.
practice?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Just
Wow.
practices just constantly going, man. Yeah, so.
How many months did we do for rehearsal? What was rehearsal? Like, how many months was that?
We started in January.
Yeah, top of
January.
January. It's a
Yeah.
minute.
Started.
So 6 months.
I was starting to planning, with MD Lee Productions. I was planning with him leading up to the first rehearsal. So yeah, we started rehearsals in January, and that was like, it was rough.
Twice
Hey.
a month.
It was rough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Twice
it was,
a month?
Twice
yeah, it was
a
like
month
twice a month,
for
but it was
6
like
months.
really rough.
Some
it was
months
very
would
rough.
be more. Some months would be more. But yeah, we put a lot of hard work in, a lot of time with each other, so we could really grow and come together and kind of figure out, each other's feel and style, and then create our own style from just blending in as a musical family. So
Amazing, amazing. And y'all paired with Monterey on the production on that, right? That was amazing, man. Cause I attended the Black Moon Experience and it was an amazing show, man. I have to
All
tell you
right.
that hard work that you guys put in and the time and the effort it displayed when y'all got on the stage and
Appreciate it.
put
Yes,
that
sir.
shit.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you for man. that.
Yes,
sir.
man. Yes. Man, could you tell me going into that first song, starting off the show?
Introduction.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Can you tell me that leading up to that?
So
Like, what was that feeling like?
it was a bunch of nervousness and frustration, because you never really know exactly what's gonna happen when you get before you even get out there. Because like normally, my throat would be like extremely dry, like out of nowhere, like dry. But like I was actually like more so amped and excited to get up there and do what I do best, and that's like entertain, because that's something I love to do. But like when I was actually creating the introduction, I wanted to do something different. Like I wanted to do something that everybody else won't typically do. You wouldn't see them do. So I gave these people a whole thunderstorm with high winds, and then I gave them something that they wouldn't expect of me was like operatic vocals.
Yeah.
So like I try to do something outside of the norm whenever I try to introduce myself, because I'm gonna make sure make sure you remember me when I hit that stage in the beginning. So, but yeah, I just came with like different thunderstorm sounds. I'm like, I feel like this would be really dope to catch their attention. Give them a little tornado in the background or something.
Yes.
Give them something different to grasp their attention before I give them, vocals.
Yes. Hey, that's amazing, and I would have to give you guys props on just for me experiencing the show, man, from the production to the lighting to the choreography,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll get into that a
Yeah,
little
we
bit
gonna
later.
get into that later on. Ah,
They had genre up there dancing, y'all.
for the first time.
man.
Hey man, look. When he told me that, I wasn't believing it until I
Yeah.
actually saw it, and
I
that was
wasn't believing it either, but hey, it happened.
but with that, man, another thing that stood out was just like the seamless transitions within the
Yeah.
music that you guys were doing,
Yeah.
that you guys were working on. It really showed. So
Yeah.
like going from the beginning of the show into the first song that you performed, which was used to be,
Mm-hmm.
like it was incredible.
Appreciate
Like
it.
just hearing it live,
Mhm.
like how you guys timed it perfectly and
Mhm.
just transitioning into that.
Yeah.
Top notch, chef kiss, man.
Yeah,
Chef
appreciate it,
kiss. Y'all did
appreciate
an
it.
amazing
Appreciate
job.
Thank
that,
you,
man.
thank
It's,
you.
Yeah,
it's
I-
a lot of preparedness, man. Like we were just at the beginning, we were just itching to play because we just knew that we were all on one accord. So like we just sitting there just waiting, playing a waiting game. We just like, man, you ready? So yeah, man, me too. I'm ready too. So yeah, it was that preparedness part, man. Yeah, so we definitely felt that.
That's amazing, man. Do we have that clip for that
For like the
to
introduction.
display that? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we got the introduction
Can
for them
we
to
play
see.
that clip?
And play that clip for them to see that. Is that something we can do? Cakewalk. It was so easy.
And I'll tell
Uh,
you, just me and you have been friends for a little while now, and
Mhm.
I've heard a lot of your music, but that was the first time me hearing that.
Used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it came off right with just that energy.
Appreciate
you know what I
it.
mean?
I've always wanted to use that as an opening
That
song.
was a
so
nice
I was
opening.
itching to open that with an opening song, for the opening song for me, because I did have like another one that I wanted to do, but I really feel like "Used to Be" was the perfect one to open up with, character,
Mhm.
vocals, energy, volume, creativity. I feel like it was the first one to just drop on them hoes like that. At the
Amazing.
last
Hey, look.
Yeah,
At the last
Because it
minute.
did, it hit you in your chest, like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Just for
Yeah.
what Julian did on the drums and, like, just the whole band just in sync. I know the bass was standing out. Like,
Mhm.
I was maybe 2 rows back and I could just hear it all, bro. It was
Now, see,
amazing.
that's one thing that I make sure that we preach as a band is just being punctual and just being intentional about everything that we do.
Yeah.
If we got a hit, you gonna feel that hit.
Hey.
So that's one thing that we talk about a lot, man.
For sure. For sure. And, what happened?
You go.
Oh, okay. Just going from that song into the next song, could you tell us about like that process in picking that strategic song to go into next, which was Say It?
To be honest, like when it came to the order of the material, that was me and Monterey, of course, when it came to the order. But when it came to the musical transition, that was
Mhm.
these guys right here. But
So you guys took your time and
yeah.
figured out what
They
meshed
did.
together and
Yeah.
say, all right, we're
Oh,
gonna go
yeah.
from here to there.
And I'm a
Amazing.
little curious myself. Like I really want to know for myself because I let y'all do what y'all got to do, and I just mesh with y'all. You know, when it comes to creating transition for songs that there's like an original song or whatnot. What all do you actually have to think about and go through? When y'all create stuff like that.
Well, I'll start by saying, for one, it's got to make sense. Because in order to have a transition and go into the next song, you got to take into consideration the energy of the first song, the energy in the middle of the first song, and the energy at the end of the first song, and connect it all with the energy of the second song at the top, the energy at the middle part of the second song, and the energy of the last part of the second song.
Yeah.
So it definitely took some creativity in that.
I mean, yeah, like you said, you want it to make sense, but at the same time, for me, you want to have that format and structure, and make sure all of us on one accord, know what we doing, each other's doing.
Do y'all tend to bounce ideas when y'all like in that transition process?
All
Yeah,
the
of
time.
course,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
all
I
we
do.
do.
And that's what
Yeah.
you want. You see what I'm saying? You want the idea.
Everybody
even
in
me,
sync.
even me, especially when it comes to Banishment and that miraculous bass line.
Yes.
man.
Yeah,
Hey,
man.
We'll talk about that.
We will talk about that later. Yeah, because that was amazing.
Appreciate it, man.
That was great. Do we have that clip by any chance? What's your? We good?
Yeah. What is your thoughts on like the transition and the phase?
Well, yeah, my thought is, it needs to be seamless. My thing was to take how X, Y, and Z many songs and make it one. because it was an experience. It wasn't an album. It wasn't just we gonna hit play and listen to different songs and start and stop. It's just like everything needed to seem like we were starting at one place and we were taking you on this journey. And it's just like life, you got transitions. And these transitions may be sharp, they may be smooth, but eventually, like in life, everything makes sense once you get to your next destination.
Yes.
So, just thinking about music, just trying to be consistent also with putting stuff together and then making sure it's like, okay, yeah, I see where we're going. Oh, this landed well, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Amazing, man. I guess we could speak on atmosphere, like the atmosphere. Just
Yeah.
while I was in there, the vibes that was in there.
Yeah.
It was a lot of energy in that room.
Yeah, sure was.
Yeah,
A lot of
yeah,
energy.
It really was.
It surely was.
Yeah, so like, could you just tell me, like, did y'all feel that up on stage,
Of
like, just while
course.
y'all were
I
playing?
felt
Of
every bit
course.
of it. Yeah.
Like, so to be honest, what really got me the most crunk was listening to them in a talk back. Cause Drew was like, "Hey, bro, let's go." That's it. I'm back here like, "Okay, okay,
man.
I'm finna go ahead and do my shit too." And Drew's like, "Let's go, bro." I'm like, "Okay, I'm in the back," but they can't see me. I'm back there crunk because of them. That's why my energy was like, "Let's go kill this shit."
Yeah.
But it was mainly because of them. Because normally I'll go into like a trance. Like when I get ready to do something that requires me to use my craft and my art, I'll go into like a trance, like a tunnel vision, and I'll tune everybody out. But hearing them in my ear, I'm like, I couldn't do nothing but laugh and get crunk back there. Because both of them going back and forth, I'm like, they play too much. Now I'm ready. Let's
It was
go.
it was a party, man.
It
Like
was
the,
a
the whole
party.
thing was
It
it was
was
a
a party.
party, man. It was definitely
Yeah.
a party.
We worked too hard, not to have fun.
Yes.
That was the good thing. We worked so hard where we wasn't nervous playing.
Yeah.
Like, of course, we were like anxious
Yeah.
to play it, but we weren't nervous. Like, oh, I'm not gonna remember this.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot. We was up there for hours straight. That was an hour set. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that many songs. Personally, being a musician, sometimes it gets confusing. But we prepared so much. There was no confusion. It was like everybody was locked at
Yeah.
all times.
Amazing.
I think
Yeah.
the other part, my fault. I think the other part of it is the important part is, we built a bond amongst each other,
We did.
the
yeah.
relationship, so that made it even better.
Yeah.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah. And I think like overall the music felt good. It's like they all felt good to be with each other and we all could like feel it. Because normally, like I say, I'm a very big on emotion. So like when I write music that pierces, the soul and go to exactly to the emotional aspect so you don't got too much to think about when you're hearing it. So like I think because it felt good to all of us too, that's why it helped, link everything else together.
Yeah, yeah. Man, just from being in the crowd, and I've seen you perform a couple of times, genre, but this was different.
Yeah.
Like the stage presence that you brought, bro.
Appreciate
it
it.
was different.
Appreciate
Ridiculous.
it.
Like I seen you turn on it, because the crazy part is like we got to see both sides of you. We got to see the human, because
Yeah.
you was out in the crowd mingling,
Yeah, surely was.
mingling with your people.
And they
You was
told me to sit
actually out
down.
in the crowd, like while the openers was up there performing, and you were just hanging out. But when it was time to perform, it like you clicked into something different.
Yeah, yeah, that does happen. Like I will say that. That's why I say it's like when I get ready to get into it, I just go into like this tunnel vision mode, and it's like performance. It's like craft, energy, full artist. Like that's what comes out, and it takes over. Like this is what I'm finna give y'all.
Yeah.
And I really like that fact of that though. It's a good part of me that I like for people to see.
Man,
Because like I can be completely me and not worry about who's judging. Because it's like I'm in it at that moment. So yeah.
I will also say, for those first two songs that we'll talk about, which is like Used to Be and then Say It, transitioning into those two, they sound amazing live, man.
Yeah.
It's like when you creating these songs, like, is that an intentional thing? Like, are you thinking of the live performance while you creating these songs?
No, normally when I create or when I write anything, I write something that feels good to me first. And if it feels good, I don't have like the intention of it. I really don't even have intention of it releasing it. Like I just write it and I'll record it and I'll listen to it for my sake. And then I'll be like, hey, man, Mama just go on and get it to Monterey. I'm like, what you think about this that I've done created or whatever? And he'll be like, okay, yeah, that's good. Let's fix this, do this, do this. And it just births into its own thing. So I don't really have like an intention for it to go anywhere besides sit on a computer. That's about it.
Oh, can you talk to me about a little bit of like you and Monterey's relationship and how y'all like
Um.
creatively challenge each other?
Oh, sure. I surely can talk about that.
Hey,
I think we have like a really tight knit relationship when it comes to music and business and creativity and craft. Is because like we can be on the same waveform on two different sides of the planet, if you know what makes sense. So it's like we can, for example, like leading up to the Black Moon experience, like he would say something. I'm like, I've already thought about that. That's the same thing I'm thinking about. Even when it came to how to present Lover's Lullaby, we'd be on the same waveform when it comes to that. But when it comes to creativity, we'd be on the same waveform as well. Like I'll pitch my ideas, he'll pitch his, and for some reason they always just gravitate to one being. So it's like it's really easy to work with them sometimes. But it's really easy to work with them because, it's like somebody that's like-minded like me in reference to quality and creativity and craft. So it's really easy for me to create and birth and, present to other people because of the fact we be on the same waveforms like all the time.
He cheesing. We can't see him.
I'm
but he
pretty
back
sure.
there
Yeah,
smiling.
he
Look
is
at
probably-
him.
I'm pretty
Shout
sure.
out Monterey, man.
When you talk about Monterey, he gonna smile.
Yeah, he puts a lot of effort into
He
his
does.
craft, and I
Definitely.
respect him a lot.
Yeah, he does.
For sure.
Yes.
He does.
Man, can we get into the origin of y'all, the artist genre band?
Okay.
How did that happen? And tell me the strategic pickings amongst each of your members.
Well, I can't really say because that's really like Julius and Monterey's thing to talk about because they were over the everything. But I think I'm gonna let y'all talk about y'all and how that all came to be.
Hey, let's do it.
From my experience, this is my brother, so there's bloodline at the end of the day. So that's how they came to be. And plus, he not finna let no other motherfucking drummer play behind me. So
Man, look, man.
he ought to let that shit be known.
I can say this, man. I've been knowing Monterey since middle school, so we go way back. But he's the one who actually put me on this path. I can definitely say that 100%. But when it comes to my brother, we've been rocking since, how many years did we say the other day?
Because
Was it 7?
we've been doing music starting off in the church for like about 7 to 11 years.
Yeah, so it started just way back, man. Like between me and him, the connection just been there since church.
Yeah, since church.
And that's typically where it all starts all the time, but that's just where it started off for us. And then once we got into this area of the music, it just catapulted both of us.
It did.
Like it just really did.
It did. But the crazy thing is he didn't start off on drums. You mean what you
Wait,
started
what?
off on? He didn't start off on. He self-taught. I think I should throw that out
Are
there.
you
He's
kidding me?
self-taught.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
He's self-taught. He started off on the recorder. One of
Man,
them.
look.
So you was playing like hot cross buns and all
Yeah,
that.
I was just about to say that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I was just trying to say that, bro.
Yeah, man. I definitely.
Hey, man.
Yeah, man.
What we finna
That
play for
definitely
offering?
was the first
Hot
song
cross
he played,
buns for
man.
offering.
Yeah,
That's
man.
crazy.
But between that, the trombone, just a lot of
Trombone,
other
yeah.
stuff. But drums, it just came out of nowhere for me.
And he kind of actually just took over. Like, even when it came to being in church, when he started on drums, it's like all them other ones had to take a back seat. Because it was like a natural born gift that he had that he never knew that he had. Because like me, I didn't start off singing. I was tone deaf in the beginning. Can you believe I was tone deaf?
Nah, bro.
Tone deaf in the beginning. And then I started playing cello. So that's what formed that. And then, like I said, for him and his drum. So I'm going to quit talking. I'm going to let you finish.
No, you fine. But yeah, that's just where it started for us, man. And ever since then, we just been just kicking it. We just been going and going. Even us sharing our own ideas, we just been just catapulting to another level, man. So
What about everybody else? Like, where did the other pieces fall into place?
My brother Lee, he actually, present me to him and brought me on and stuff like that. And I had already knew Julius before I had came in, just playing different gigs and stuff like that. But I first met Drew when I first came in, so and they took me in, and we just went from there with it and started growing.
Your first gig was with me was at that house, right? When we did that house set for that anniversary?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
I think
okay,
it was
yeah.
your auntie or something like that.
That wasn't my auntie, that was
It was
his.
Oh, okay, my fault. My fault, Lee.
How
Yeah, it
long,
was,
how
though,
long have
yeah.
you been doing bass? Like, how long you been playing?
Oh man, I picked it up when I was 6, and I started, going out traveling and stuff like that when I was 12. So I've been going ever since.
Man,
and I'm 30 now, so
Wow.
I love it to death, man.
He can play.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
he
I can
play
tell.
his face off.
Yeah.
I can
He
tell.
can play his
Hey,
face
because
off.
the man upstairs, man.
Ah,
If it wasn't for
man.
him,
Come on,
Yeah,
somebody.
yeah.
oh,
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
ain't no telling what I'd be doing.
Yeah.
Man, so,
Indeed, indeed.
yes, sir.
Well, Monty and I guess Monty and Genre just had a talk one day, and then Genre called me and was like, "Hey, do you want to play keys for us?" And my first show with them was for the Black Moon Experience.
Yeah.
But I really enjoy playing up under Genre and with Genre because a lot of times when I play, I feel like I'm in a box and I can't express myself creatively. I can't express my emotion on my instrument. It's just X, Y, Z. We just gonna hit this song how I wrote it, or we gonna hit this song like the record. And that's all fine and dandy. But with him, it's just like he's trying to create something that can be experienced by everybody, and it's not just stale. It's not like
Yeah.
we just doing this song. It's like, nah, bruh, you finna join with us. Like you,
Yeah.
you can just do this and look
Yeah.
at us. That's cute. But I bet your head gonna stop bobbing.
Yeah.
And the next 16 bars, you just
Yeah.
hit. Especially
Yes, sir.
Trey and Julius on the
Yeah.
low end,
Yeah,
bro.
man.
They kick and his bass, they unison, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And that is really that foundation right there that really sets that groove. And everything I'm doing is just trying to color around it and just trying to fit pieces in. So,
But you do a phenomenal job.
well,
though.
thank you, man.
Definitely.
I appreciate it.
Definitely.
I
You're
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
it.
Yeah,
definitely in the right place. So
Thank
yeah, you do a phenomenal job. Yeah.
Amazing, man. Amazing. Could you give me the creative process behind like Wasting Away? That was my first time hearing that song as well, and that was amazing, bro. I'm telling you, because it set the tone, like even within the show, for the people that missed it, Zion played the keys before that segment, and with him just playing the keys, it set the tone, like, because y'all sent us on a high where it used to be, and then say it, and then y'all kind of calmed us down in the crowd a little bit, of like,
Yeah.
all right, let's get into this bag.
Yeah.
And so when Zion played the keys, it set that tone. But just give me some of the creation process behind like creating that song.
For my sake, if anything, is like each individual musician has something to offer. And I don't believe in solely taking the spotlight, but I do understand the aspect of it all, but I don't solely believe in taking the spotlight. So he has something to offer, and I'm like, hey, let's show them both what we have. So I think it was we had an idea to just like unplug everything and just let it solely be intimate. And the most intimacy you can give is like when you're giving your all to someone else. And so therefore I was like, hey, just play what you feel, and I'll sing what I feel at the same time. So we wanted to give something, that was a little more intimate that could reach people from just, keys and a vocalist. Because sometimes you do let people know that you don't have to have, extra instrumentation in order to make music. Sometimes you can do things a cappella,
Yeah.
Lover's Lullaby,
Yeah.
in order to get your message across. So we just wanted to do like an unplugged intimate, like, hey, I can be high and dandy and, excited and energetic all day, all the time, but I do know how to actually sing, and I do know how to do, I prefer to sing ballads and slow songs. So it's like we wanted to have like at least an intimate moment to connect with, the people that's sitting out there. So we wanted to just have like something they could just be like, I feel that.
Amazing. How long you been sitting on that song? Because you ain't never sent it to me.
Sure didn't.
Like that-
About 2 years, two and a half
Wow.
years.
It
Yeah,
had that
it-
feeling,
yeah.
man.
I haven't
Like,
released it to other media platforms, but we'll do that pretty soon.
yeah.
Monterey.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get the people to get on you so
Yeah.
we can get that out. Because
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that song. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it was
I
amazing.
appreciate it. Appreciate it.
But I guess transitioning from that into, your fan favorite, Everything I Have. Hey, man, tell me about that experience during the show. Like, you had some of
Man.
the best crowd engagement. I'm
I
talking about
did.
had all the women
There's a
just
lot of
run up
engagement.
front.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of
Waving
engagement in
their
that song, man.
Singing.
Yeah, I felt really, really good.
Yeah.
Like to where I was actually forgetting that I'm performing because it's something I just genuinely love to do. But when I had them down there in that corner, and it
Yeah.
was like if you could hear them hollering out, "Tell them why, tell them why, yeah, what's the deal?" When they was doing that, I'm like, look, y'all finna make me forget the words. Quit all that. But it felt so good for them to organically, appreciate the song to the degree that they did then. So like I really did, and to be honest, like one person like really surprised me. She was like, she's a physician or whatnot, and she once that music started, she stood up, threw her hand up in the air, and sat back down. I'm like, you know my music, girl.
Yeah.
I didn't know you knew my stuff like that. So like it really made me feel great for people to be like, I love this song because of the fact I really don't like singing it. But it's for them to respond like I really love this song. I'm like I was completely floored basically. I really enjoyed the energy that they gave me because I could have just stayed there in that little corner or whatever, because the energy was so great. And it makes it great because they can play behind me. So like it's because of all of that, it made it so great for me in that moment.
Man, with that, so after you had did that part of the show, um, that's when y'all did your intermission, and then y'all did like the second half of the show.
Yeah.
So like, could you tell me into like switching up the vibes? Like, where did that come into play?
To be honest, I really don't know.
Cause y'all went from one essence, like it set a certain essence in the building with like the first half that y'all did it, and then y'all went like a totally different direction with the other songs that y'all formatted in that position.
Yeah, whenever me and Monterey produce something, we go by how we feel or how it feels. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's more so strategic because that's the mind. But I say it's more so in an emotional setup because the way that it felt to put it in that order felt right. And whenever we go by what we feel, we know ultimately it's going to come out to be the right thing. So it's really kind of tough to say that because we always go by what we feel when it comes to putting stuff in order.
It definitely, I would say like with that, within those two settings, it was really like an eccentric like feeling in the room. I would have to say, I really enjoyed like the pivot between the two, and starting it off like with the Lover's Lullaby.
Yeah, they even though people they call it "Saving All My Love for You," I'm like, that's not what
Yeah,
it's called.
That's what I used to call it.
That's what I call it.
It's called "Lover's Lullaby."
I just found out it was Lover's Lullaby.
Yes,
Right.
I thought it was Saving All
Lullaby.
My Love too.
Right, "Lover's Lullaby," but whatever you want to call it, I'll put parenthesis "Saving All My Love" parenthesis if I got to do that.
That'll work.
On the side of it, just so they'll know what it is. But yeah, and to be honest, like that, me and Monterey we had redid "Lover's Lullaby," and he's singing on it too. Of course, shout out.
Wait, really?
Yeah, he's singing. He's singing the bass line.
Ah,
Yeah.
I see. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
coming out
he
with a
do it.
single soon.
Hey,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, he could. Yeah, what he say, a single?
Yeah, he told me he got a single grade come out soon. So
Oh yeah, I don't know about that. Okay, he got a single. All right.
Oh,
But
man.
yeah, so like we actually, I was like, and it's like the creative process, like how things just feel. I was like, hey, I said, what do you think about doing Lover's Lullaby as like as a transition from set 1 to set 2? He was like, what do you mean? What do you think about it? I'm like, yeah, I think we should do this, da 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 da. And we started talking about it, and then we ended up on that same waveform, like to have all the lights out. And the reason why we wanted to have the lights out is because we wanted people to actually just be forced to listen. Because like I said, it don't always take instrumentation to create music. Music starts from the vocals first, when it comes to like artistry and things of that nature. So like sometimes we get overshadowed, because some people get caught up with instrumentation, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. But sometimes we have to remind our audience, like, hey, the talent, it runs here as well, so don't forget about it. So like that's when I like to sing. I prefer to do a cappella sometimes. And so when we created it, we wanted to turn the lights out so people can be forced to actually listen to it and feel it and whatnot without being distracted by things that they see. So that's how we actually came up with that transition for Lover's Lullaby.
And then, I mean, just to highlight the transitions again, y'all went from that into like Compass.
Yes.
That road, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that was a good feeling. Like,
That's my song.
and just, coming on like with the lights, like when you were ready to light it up and y'all came on with that, like the band killed it.
Always.
You know what I'm saying? You came
Yeah.
in and did your thing. Like,
Yeah, they always kill it. Did y'all like that song too? Because I could tell they did.
Oh yeah, most
Yeah.
definitely.
hey,
Sing it for them.
Casting away.
hey,
Hey, man, I love that song, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
love
did-
all of them
yeah.
equally, but
do y'all all have a certain like favorite song from his catalog or from what y'all played that night?
all of them.
Yeah, right, look.
I already told you.
Hey, he told me he was gonna say that.
I said,
Hey, look, I was
if
trying to
you
get
ask
him.
me what my
I
favorite
was trying
song
to get
is,
him,
I'm
yeah.
gonna tell you all of them.
all of them.
Yeah.
I was trying to get him. Oh man, that's
For
funny.
me, my most favorite is Banishment because that's where I can like truly be me and be like, I'm gonna show y'all all of me, and
You-
lyrically and performance wise.
Let's go ahead and get on that one then.
Okay.
Man, so first off, just tell me just from the creation of that song, like how'd that song come about? Cause man, that's some of like hearing that live and you kind of presenting that to the world. I'm like, oh, that's what he been working on.
Yeah. Well, because you digging a little deep, but it came from an experience it came from something that I experienced in my life when it came to somebody that I felt that was near and dear to me, but like they betrayed me, like truly betrayed me, and it kind of put me in a state of mind. So like I was confused. I'm like, why would you betray me when I helped you out, did this for you, helped you out, pull you out of the ruts, save you and your extended family, yeah, so on and so forth, and then you betray me. So I was like, okay. So normally when I try to because of the fact sometimes I don't like processing all those emotions up here and up here. I put it in a song.
Yeah.
So that's where that energy came from because like I had so much, questionable rage on the inside of me that I'm like, I need to put this down on paper because as much I want to whoop somebody's ass, I can't do it.
That original track was just you beatboxing.
Yeah,
it was.
The original.
Really?
it
So
was.
the original
What?
track was
Yes.
him beatboxing and singing. He
Yes.
sent it to me. I called Julius, told Julius because we ain't had nowhere to go, so we was in
Yeah.
my living room
Yeah.
with a whole kit.
Yeah,
and
man.
My living room is only like, yay big, bro. And we nose to nose
Yeah.
trying to write this song.
Yeah.
And then next week we got a little bit down. We got structure of it down. And then the next week we met up with Trey and we was like, bro,
Yeah.
what do you hear on this? What you trying? And he was like, doom doom.
He got so funky,
Yeah,
man.
man.
It's like
He was digging.
bro. He was batting the bass, bro. Like that's all I could
Yes.
ask him to do. Like
I love that bass
cold,
line.
bro. Yeah.
He got so funky on
Yeah.
that, man. Like hearing that live, I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
And were you kind of inspired? Like, what was the inspiration behind like the crafting of the song? Like, it almost gave like jazz vibes or like.
So jazz is a part of me. Like jazz is like naturally the musical part of me on the inside. So it's like anything that I do is gonna have some form of jazz in it sometimes, but that's just like organically me. So I don't really have like any intention of like writing a certain type of genre of music. Hey, but, I don't have some type of intention on writing any genre of music. It's just like whatever organically comes out is what it's gonna be, and that's what I run with.
Yeah, y'all were up there jamming.
Yeah,
Thank
they
you,
Y'all were
killing
up
it.
there jamming.
The
They-
energy, the
yeah.
energy, man. It's just always up there for us. We enjoy playing so much and enjoy playing with each other so much. It just comes out that way.
Dang, that thing was it was so fire. Like I got so crunk. Like it was a point where I don't know if they saw that clip or not, but it was a point where I had my glasses on. Them niggas was just playing. I'm like, let me take these motherfuckers off because they killing. I'm finna go right off in here with y'all. So it's like, that song for me was like my most favorite one out of all of them, if anything.
And also speaking of that, you did choreography to that one, right?
I did.
Killed
Man, come on,
Yeah,
man.
brought it out even
bro.
more.
Wait, bro, caught you, bro.
I was
I
like,
didn't know.
I didn't know that
said,
was
bro,
gonna happen.
Call him, bro.
Yeah, man.
like,
Hey, man.
dog, man.
I was like, whoa. What was your feeling? You was up in the air like that, man.
I mean, to be honest, when we rehearsed it so many times, I'm like, man, I'm a big boy, and they trying to hold all this weight up in the air, Because when they was first doing it, I was like, I'm struggling. Like, I'm trying to hold my arms straight, so they can lift me up. But, like, it was for me doing choreography it was something that I'm not accustomed to doing because I'm not that great of a dancer. But somebody told me, and his name rhymes with Monterey, but somebody told me that I need to start dancing a little more. I'm like, But I really feel like because of the energy of Banishment, like you gotta do something. You can't just afford to stand
did
there.
good,
Like,
though,
Gotta
man.
move.
Appreciate
yeah.
it.
They
Yeah,
did.
you did.
Appreciate it. And then I gotta give a shout out to the dancers because if it wasn't for them, they basically crafted it around my personality to where it suited me best, to where it looked organic.
Yeah,
like it
they
looked
did
like,
great, too.
it looked like something that I would do on the regular, in which that it did. Besides them lifting me up and me kicking my feet in the air. But I think it was great, like what they did and how they guided me, because he had his hand on my shoulder for a reason. Because I was telling him like, hey, you're gonna have to direct me, because if I get too crunk,
Yeah,
I'm gonna forget what to do. So that's why he had his hand, guiding me, because it got one point to where I think the crew that was down in the corner, they was down there amping me up. I'm like, get up, I'm just getting crunk with them, and he pulled me
Yeah,
back
hey,
over
yeah.
there to the back.
Like, come
I'm
here,
like,
bro.
oh,
Come
okay,
here.
let me get on over here.
I didn't see that.
Let me get on.
That's
But yeah,
funny.
it was great for me. I gotta incorporate more chord. It was so much fun. It was a lot
Yeah.
of fun.
And I mean, it also like I was gonna say it also like exemplified like your stage presence
Yeah.
and how much time and effort you put into creating your
Yeah.
choreography or
Mhm.
fine tuning your stage
Mhm.
presence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will ask you though. I'm just curious, like how much time go into like you crafting your stage presence?
Oh, that's just natural.
It's natural
Like
for you.
it's not being arrogant, but it's just natural because, like I said, there's a lot of personality on the inside here that the people don't get all the time. But it's just something that's like natural for me. Like I don't know. It's just like I love to have fun. So like when I'm in my essence, and that's like being on stage, because this is where I love to be at, because I love to entertain. Like I love to tell jokes first before I start singing. So it's just natural for me to just be free and be me. So like it's just nothing that's like really staged or choreographed.
Amazing, man, amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Can we get into another song that I really enjoyed from that
Sure.
show? Was the Calm.
Mm-hmm.
So like with the Calm, can you tell me like the creation of that song, how that came about as well?
I know when MD Lee Production produced the track, it was really tough for me. As long as Compass was difficult for me as well, but it was like really difficult for me to, because I'm so accustomed to creating the track vocally and then sending it to somebody and have them build music around it. So
Mhm.
there was one of the second songs that was sent to me. It was like, hey, do something with this. I'm like, ooh, not used to this. So it was really tough for me, but I really feel like everything came out. Like I literally had to like lay in the floor just to write lyrics to it, because it was a lot going on for me, and I wasn't accustomed to the type of musical changes and the caliber of the musicality of it. I wasn't used to that at all. So it's like I really had to just like lay prostrate or something in the floor.
Was that on Compass or the Calm? That was
Both.
on Compass.
It was on
On
both.
both. It took that kind of process.
It did. I really had to like.
I think you were telling me at
Unplug.
one point did you have to like restructure the song in order to like get to a comfortable space where you could I think you were telling me where you could meet in the middle with the music.
Compass.
It was Compass.
Yeah, Compass was the one where I had to like restructure myself and the craft to try to, like you said, meet in the middle when it comes to the musicality, because there's a middle piece where I get to trying to steer.
Yeah.
Like because of the musicality of that piece, I was like, okay, how am I gonna meet this track where it is? Because obviously it's not going nowhere, and I'm not gonna be defeated. So Compass was that song where I had to try to figure out the other parts and other elements of me that pushed me, to bring that out. So it was Compass that was like that.
That's amazing, man. What about the Calm?
The Calm, it was like
Cause that's more like a breezy song. It gave me
It
like
is.
a breezy vibe. Like
It is.
it felt open.
yeah, it was
Um,
open because I view the Calm, and I usually like let people sample my material first, like people that's close to me. Calm is kind of give you one of those visuals to where like you riding down the interstate drop top, in the evening. That's the type of song you'll play for that or whatnot. But yeah, that's what that is for that one. But I
That
really
was
like
great.
that one.
I enjoyed that song too.
Appreciate it. I'm glad you did.
Hey,
Pretty sure they did too because they played. They
Y'all
played
did. Y'all
like
smoked it.
when
Yeah,
they got to
man.
the part where when I was getting ready to start rapping and they played. I'm like, oh, now I'm crunk. Let's
Now
go.
that part,
Let's go.
yeah, now that part was one of my favorites. Just going
Right
to
there.
that second end of the Calm like that, we wide open, man.
Yeah.
And I like the song so much to where I'm hitting hits with his vocals, and it's not nothing that's rehearsed or anything that's practiced.
Yeah,
It's
it's-
because I know the lyrics to the song so
Yeah.
much, so it's like, okay, I know he's finna do this, so I'm gonna, do something to make this stand out. So I was like, okay, yeah, I like this song. So yeah, that's definitely my
That's
favorite
amazing.
part.
That is amazing. Man, I think from that y'all went into like the ending of the show and then ended it with Running With You.
Yeah.
And the choreography was with that as well, right?
Yeah, luckily it wasn't choreographed for me because like doing Banishment and then jumping into Running With You. When I tell you, I was so out of breath. I was so out of
Hey.
breath. I was so out of breath. Like I'm finna just lay in the floor and die because my lungs was like exhale, but my lungs said no, don't exhale yet. Inhale first because you got this part coming up. So like it was bumping heads with each other. So like there was times like I was literally choking on air, trying to get air and put air out because the words were just coming like that. So like if on the clip, there's a part where I'm doing like my heart, and then the parts where I stop saying something and I let the background say something because me trying to catch my breath. but it was like so tough because I've never had to do choreography, and then jumping into like a ballad slow song right after that almost took me out.
Yeah.
Almost just passed away right there. I'm
Can't lie,
passing
man.
away.
I can't lie. That shocked me.
What?
I was scared. I was like, man, how is he breathing right now? He just got
I
finished just
don't-
jumping around and doing this other stuff.
Right.
I
would've
don't
been
know.
tired, bro.
I was
And
like,
that's,
yeah,
a,
man.
and that's a vocally challenging song,
Oh,
man.
gosh.
So I'm like, dude,
Yeah,
that was impressive. 'Cause,
appreciate it.
I mean, from the crowd, we couldn't really tell. Like,
I could tell.
Yeah.
And because I really feel like I'm like, I'm starting to see little gray spots everywhere. 'Cause
I
I'm
know.
like, I got to get together. I can't black out when we almost at the finish line. But yeah, it was really tough to try to catch my breath at that moment, trying to transition from that song going into Running With You. It was like really, really tough. And it's kind of bittersweet. I will say it was bittersweet for like me, and I'm pretty sure everybody can say the same thing because it was like we knew that was like the final song before we go back to regular daily life. So
It was kind of sad. Like,
oh,
That's
I'm
always
playing
the
this
second
song
part.
and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm not going to play this anymore for a while. Like, it's just, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. Like a lot. Like, no offense, that was the most fun I've ever had at a gig. Like playing wise, like just play, whatever I felt needed to be played. I could, just be very fluent.
and he played
Well, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yes,
but
the top
Yeah.
and the bottom. He
Top,
played.
the
Thank
opening
you.
and the closing, man. I
The
tell
whole
you,
Yeah,
every
show.
time.
I appreciate it, man. But yeah, I really didn't want it to ever end. Like I could still be there today, and it was a month ago.
yeah.
And you just see me in my corner playing keys. Like, but yeah, I had a great time.
Yeah, I think we all did. Like I said, it was like bittersweet. I really feel like it went by so fast.
Yeah,
Like it went by so fast. I'm like, what the fuck? This is it?
Man.
Like we're done.
We there yet?
How did we get here already? Like we did all this 12 months of rehearsing, and for it to be done in 6 minutes. Even what I'm saying, it's not 6 minutes,
Yeah.
but it was just like it just went by so fast. I'm like, man, we should do this again. Like we were I think we were so ready to like hit it again for no reason.
Yeah, man.
Just to do it
we
all
was ready to do
over.
another show. Just
Yeah,
cause.
we did talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we could have ran this back. Like,
Man,
send the
okay.
next group of folks
Hey,
in.
okay.
Everybody clip the tickets out, man. But yeah, so
I really appreciate man the art and the effort like y'all put into y'all craft. It exudes through y'all instruments and what y'all do. And hey man, I'm always gonna be at a show. But like, what can the people expect at an artist genre show?
Full entertainment. They can expect to be fully entertained. They can expect for, everything to be A1 because we believe in excellence. So they can expect, to feel the music and enjoy actual musicality instead of hearing like tracks and, boom, tick, all the time, stuff like that. They can actually get the musical experience of how live entertainment should be. So like they will be able to take something back with them emotionally and mentally.
Yes. Can I ask y'all, what's the North Star for y'all? Like, what do y'all see yourself taking this thing, just with your craft, with the band, with the music? How far do y'all want to try to take this thing?
Bridgestone. That's what
Hey,
we've been preaching.
big
Yeah.
stage.
No, for real. Like
Yeah,
since
man.
we started
Big
rehearsing,
Just
we
jam out.
we getting
Yeah.
ready for Bridgestone.
Yeah.
Like
Watch,
we.
we're gonna make it too. Watch.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
for
it,
sure.
yeah.
We gonna make
That's
it.
it. We getting it now.
Period.
We getting it now.
Yeah.
Y'all
Yeah.
claiming it, man.
Yeah, and I'm actually ready for that. Like I would love to be in front of a stadium and I get ready to open my mouth and I just hold the mic out and everybody just singing the lyrics for me. Like
Yeah.
I'm ready for that type of moment. Yeah,
And just,
Bridgestone, let's do that.
that's it. And just what y'all do, I could easily see y'all just on tour.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
It'll be
Just
dope.
running around, jamming out.
yeah,
Like,
killing the game, letting these people know how it's supposed to be done.
that's it.
For sure.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
He had the merch table. He had
Yeah.
the, you know what I'm saying? Just
Genre
posters,
T.
all
Picture
that.
of him,
Yeah.
8 feet
Hey,
tall.
genre
tees,
tees.
genre tees.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
It was a great experience, and I'd shout out to MD Lee Production for setting up so I can do like autographs, kind of live my little dream a little bit, and it was great. Like the entire thing was great. I have no complaints over nothing when it comes to how everything ran that evening. Because like I said, it was so many different things that was trying to prevent it from happening, even things that they don't even know about. That it was so many things that's like preventing it from happening, even all the way until Monterey know what I'm talking about. But the day before, when we was at the event, it was like testing out the lights and most of it. Then the organizer of the event, the organizer of the rental space,
Mhm.
came in there and she said something, and like my heart really dropped. She was like, da 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 da. I can't say it out loud. But she's like, da da da. I'm like, oh shit. Like they finna pull the plug on our ass, and I don't know how to tell these people that we finna cancel. But like it was so many different things that happened weeks leading it up to it, for trying to prevent it from actually happening. But I'm just glad that everything happened like it should have happened, even all the way down to the DJ. Shout out to DJ Jew. Even all the way down to the DJ, the other artists that performed. I feel like everything was like the way that it should have been. Everybody that was there should have been there. So I really feel like it was like phenomenal. So I just know next time I'm gonna have to hit the bar higher because I set the bar high for myself as well.
Oh
as
yeah,
them, so
it's up there.
yeah.
Next
That's
level.
the fun part. That's the fun part, man.
Yeah.
And y'all for real do got to jam out, man. I can't
Yeah.
stress that enough.
Yeah.
I love that where it's just that open space to just jam, man. Like just back to like the everything that I have. That song is already, it sets you up for a jam session.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's already an amazing song, how it's crafted, but just that leaving that open space to just jam out, man. Like
That's the song you thought was a gospel song.
hey, it was at a point in time, but
Man, look, that song is one of the
I
hardest
stand
songs to
corrected.
play, man.
I stand corrected, man. That is
That song
that is a great song in the catalog, man.
Yeah, that song is one of these songs that takes the most amount of energy out of
It's an energy exerter, for sure.
It takes it.
Like when he wants to rehearse it, I sigh. I'd be like,
yeah,
like he was like,
man,
"What's
yeah.
wrong? You don't like the song?" I'm like, "Nah, bruh. I just gotta play this song like Jesus is right here because the feel of it is just like, bro, it got oil on it, man. For
Yeah,
real.
It do. It's one of them ones, man.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's legitimately soul, classified as soul. So like it takes a lot of that energy to put into that song.
Can I ask you, just from a creative standpoint, like, do you know when you got one that's like gonna stand like the test of time? Like, do you know like this one of them ones?
No,
Really?
I don't.
You just
It's
allow
'cause-
the people to speak their time.
Yes, it's just like like I said, whenever I write anything, I don't have any thoughts or perceptions or intentions of it doing anything. Like I said, I just let it sit on the computer if you leave it up to me. But whenever I do anything or write anything, I don't have that notion or that feeling that is going to probably stand the test. But I really feel like now, based off the response and the energy of it, that everything I have would be potentially possible, which was the very first single that I released. But I would feel like that would be one of the groundbreaking staples that would, a tattoo basically, that would stay in that catalog and run on forevermore.
Man, amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Man, I don't think I have any more questions for you, man. Yeah.
Oh,
We got a surprise for the people though. Do
We
you want to
do.
tell them what
Yeah.
the surprise may be?
the surprise is gonna be we're gonna perform for y'all asses.
Finna run
Hey.
it back.
Yes,
sir.
Run it back.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if y'all missed it, just
Run it
sit
back.
tight because we're gonna perform for y'all asses. Y'all ready?
I hope y'all ready.
They better be.
Let's get it.
Hey,
I'm
ready.
ready.
Let's do
Game
it.
time.
hey, it's game time.
You got
All
to tell me
right.
twice.
Man,
All
I want
right.
to tell y'all, man, for we get ready to get to this jam session, man, I appreciate y'all, brothers. Y'all really are masters
Appreciate
of y'all
you.
craft.
Appreciate you
thank
too,
you.
man.
Yes,
I
sir.
appreciate what y'all do. I enjoy watching. Whenever I'm at one of the events, and I'm gonna try to make sure I don't miss one. And I advise everybody else, you might not want to miss one of them.
Never miss one
Don't.
again.
You don't.
Don't miss
Do
another
it.
one. Don't miss another one. I'm telling
Don't
you.
miss it.
So, well worth it.
Let's go,
Appreciate 'em,
people. Hey. We finna do this thing. We ready?
It's cool.
All right, let's go.
We ready?
Oh wasting from you. I'm wasting, I'm wasting. I'm wasting, I'm wasting from you. I'm wasting, I'm wasting. I'm wasting, I'm wasting from you. I'm wasting, I'm wasting from you. Wasting, I'm wasting from you. This my song right here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Backstage, the Black Moon Experience. I hope you get to enjoy this mini concert that I put on for you. Maybe you didn't want to be a part from my heart. Running with you, I'm running with you. Maybe you should have did it from the start with our hearts. Running with you. Whoa. Coming to bother, but could you please stay with me? I'm trying to make it the best way I can. Yeah. If we give it at this mark, running through the dark parts, we can birth a new start, breaking through the rooftop, make a little history, chasing our destiny. Just come and love me. Open your arms, let me run to you. I promise that we can make it through. Break down your guard, let's take it for a ride. Open your eyes and the new things in front of you. Open your arms, let me run to you. I promise that we can make it through. Break down your guard, let's take it for a ride. Open your eyes and the new things in front of you. My mind is racing, my feet are pacing. I'm soaking wet. I don't know today. Still out here waiting. My heart is banging. Everybody round while the clouds are rolling in. I'm not this feeling. My soul is feeling to come around. Can you leave me off the ground? Can you leave me off the ground? Even you're taking the gift, I don't even wanna live. Hey! Weather the storm with you, I don't even have to do. Winds are blowing over, skies are up day. This is a calm before the storm. This pain before the storm. This is a calm before the storm. The pain before the storm. Hey! Patiently I wait. Please in this phase, I'm about to break. Please take this pain away. Suddenly you peak when I try to speak. I gotta get away. I wanna live another day. I don't even wanna live. I gotta get away. Don't you? I don't even have to do no, 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 no. Wait. Yeah. Cow, here we go again. Can't seem to feel me. You playing cards with a joke, but the game is called Poe. Trump card for a victory. Beating you in my epiphany. Posting out on the 7th just to spit the rhyme by an African delivery. Wait, trying to get my y'all to spin. Sink me under. Show word not plunder. Hardball in the brain game. Man, it's a damn shame. Fucking with the eye of the hurricane. Pick a nigga up, toss around like a ball. What do? It's plain to see. You come my way. You bring me pain. Bring me pain. Casting away out on the seas of your open waves, standing in place, gaze at the sun while it sinks away. losing my space. Crazy form with life is. I'm going the wrong way, heading the wrong way. Time seems to me to be frozen. Life at the sound of howling wind. Trying to keep my composure, but you're causing exposure to the enemy, to the dark of me. Try to steer my heart around, down to the bottom. I drown for my treasure to be found. It was worth more than silence. This song is strictly for those who you be ready to just fuck up. The one that'll piss you off. This is solely for you. Get off my way. Ain't got time for no shade. Get on out of the way. Get on out of my eye. Get out the way. Think you're cute, believe you're smart. You thought you had me from the start. Start the shit, think you quick, too quick to help you by my grip. But I'ma teach you lesson that I'm not gonna keep stressing. From the shitty ass testing, from the shitty ass testing, I'm going to teach you a lesson, and it starts right now. Think you will teach I'm an Asian class. Do you wanna be friends? Now I think I'll pass on the box against me. I'ma kick your ass, I'll push you over me. I'ma make you laugh. Think you will teach I'm an Asian class. I see you wanna be friends. Now I think I'll pass on the box against me. I'ma kick your ass, about to push you over me. I'ma make you laugh. See, the funny thing about me is, when you piss me off, I'll be ready to fuck you up. But sometimes I gotta stay a little reserved. But in this song, I'm finna tear that ass up. Ha! It's about to go down. No need to jump up or frown. There is no need for a sorry. Go home and grab your lolly. First I must teach you a lesson that I'm not gonna keep stressing. From the shitty ass testing, from the shit, I'm not gonna say the mother. Think you need you, I'm an Asian man. See you wanna be friends, now I think I'll pass on the box against me. I'ma kick your ass, about to push you over me. I'ma make this last. Think you a teacher, I'm an Asian man. I see you wanna be friends, I'ma think I'll pass on the box against me. I'ma kick your ass, about to push you over me. I'ma make this last. You really think you won against me, but I'm here to tell you that you
improvising song specifically for y'all. Hope you enjoy it. Even when I'm down, you pick me up and turn me around. Yes, you give what I need. All I need to make one plea, and in return, I give to you everything. To we're not through yet. Everything I have, I give to you. Receive all my love. Everything I have, I give to you. Receive all my love. Everything I have.